Sup, every pony? This is Mrs. Zoo Nation, aka Savage Armor General Giraffa. Today, I'm going to be giving you a deck profile. This message is brought to you by the letter C. C standing for Chatnoir, because this is Chatnoir Arusha, aka the Kitty Cat Mafia. So, without further ado, let's get started. I'm using this with my Nightmare Moon shit, so whatever. Alright, so, hold on. Starting Vanguard. Telescope Rabbit. Yeah, I see that, bunny. So, basically what this guy does is counterblast one and rest a unit. You can choose one of your rear guards that's including himself, give him 4K, give it 4K, or if you chose him, give him 4K. At the end of the turn, retire this unit. So that's including if he did it to himself, he retires himself. Basically, you want to use Telescope Rabbit for early game Colville Duckling and early game Mike Saboro, because Mike Saboro allows you to search for your grade 3. So just in case you mulligan and you don't have a grade 3, or you do have a grade 3 and it turns out that the grade 3 you have is Arusha, you can just use Mike Saboro, use his effect to search out for Chatnoir. Vice versa goes with Colville Duckling. It's just to get like an extra draw in. Doesn't really matter too much. Originally I was using Blackboard Parrot, and Blackboard Parrot is basically I forgot what happens. You retire a unit and then you put them into the soul to draw a card or some shit like that. So, yeah, something like that. It's like you retire. I don't remember if you retire him or you retire another unit and then you can put them into the soul to. I remember now. You put them into the soul, choose a unit. If it gets retired, you draw a card. I was originally using Blackboard Parrot, but I felt like Telescope Rabbit was like the next best thing for Chatnoir. Usually people usually start with like grade strides and then go like down. I'm gonna just start with grade zeros and go up. Alright. So just start with the heal trigger just to get out the way. 4 heals, self-explanatory. Only difference is because it's a Chatnoir Arusha, you have to get the kitty. Otherwise, the theme would just be ruined. Doesn't really matter what heal trigger you use, because otherwise, before this, I was using the Judy Hopps one, which was like the one that came from set 2. Doesn't really matter which heal trigger you use. Like, a heal trigger is a heal trigger. It all does the same thing. Unless your Oracle thing take Angel Feathers, and that's a whole different story. I'm running 8 stands. 4 of the stands doesn't matter. I feel like Great Nature works a lot better with stands than it does with criticals. I know like some people will say otherwise, but I guess you can look at Chatnoir Arusha like you can look at Gravio and No Seal. Like Gravio works hella good with a bunch of criticals. No Seal works hella good with a bunch of stands. I feel like Chatnoir works hella good with stands, and Big Belly works hella good with criticals. So I'm running 8 stands, but if you want to, you can take out 2 of the stands and put 2 more criticals. It doesn't really matter. But if you are going to use stands, for sure use Watering Elephant, because what this guy does is once he becomes successful, he puts himself into the soul and brings back whatever unit got retired. This is hella good, especially going against Shadow Paladins, where they know that they're going to retire. You're going to retire your shit, and then they're going to hit you with the Diablo. And trust me, Diablo fucking hurts. And critical triggers a choice, rarity, because it has to fit all with the pony thing. Well, for me that is. Doesn't matter what critical you use. All I gotta say is whatever critical trigger you pull. You have to use any trigger. Any trigger that you decide to use, it has to be 5K. Because there are going to be times where you're going to have to use that trigger to boost, especially when using Cran Tiger. and you want to have as much, you want to have as much power as possible. And right now, triggers, they can only go up to 5K. So whatever trigger you use, it doesn't matter. Just as long as it's 5K, you'll be good. So now we're going to go to the grade ones. Just going to start with the PG. This is the Perfect Guard on Flipper, one of the original ones. It did come from like the second set of the G series, so that's why you don't see it saying counter charge. I don't think that came out until set 4. But I use him because originally I was using Tri-Ruler Cat to match the theme, but then I realized how much Counterblast Great Nature really use. They go through Counterblast hella quick. And when we get to the strides, I'll tell you the reason why. Also, the thing I like about Perfect Guard G's is, you know how you start with the starting Vanguard and you have to ride your grade 1 into a PG. The thing I like about those is it doesn't really matter if you run into the PG because it's going to get Soul Blast eventually. So that's like one more PG in the graveyard. Plus, it kind of saves you from losing an early game against Narukami. Now, to introduce the first member of the Kitty Cat Mafia, Mike Saburo. Basically self-explanatory. When he's placed in the rear guard circle, choose one of your other rear guards. When he gets retired at the end of the turn, search for a grade 3, add it to your hand. He is the reason why you don't run too many grade 3s because he is your alternate grade 3 searcher. The only problem is going against control decks because Denial Griffin will fuck that unit up. Link Jokers, once they lock the card, they lose the effect. And Gear Chronicle could just put your card back into the deck and you'll lose the effect all completely. I wish they like eradicated it a little bit though, but that's like the cost of like playing a deck like this is going against control decks because control decks fucks this deck up hella bad. But for Mike Saburo for sure. That's why he's a cat, and that's why he's part of the Kitty Cat Mafia. Also running 3 Cold Build Ducklings. Originally, I was running 4, but I decided to trade in one of them for Strike Fodder. Probably when the new support comes out, probably going to be running more Strike Fodder. Or less Strike Fodder. I don't know. I kind of want to run more Strike Fodder, but I'm not too sure. But honestly, probably run like a little bit more grade 1s as well. I'm not too sure how I'm going to run the deck. But 3 Strike Fodders, 3 Cold Build Ducklings. It's an even match and whatnot. It's going to be hard to try to add in that pig though when it comes out. But Cold Build Duckling is self-explanatory, just like Mike Saburo, except for instead of search for a grade 3, you just draw another card. Cold Build Duckling has been like the OG around for like the longest. Yeah, he's like the OG of the group. Alright, now on to the grade 2s. Now, let's see. Before we get to the main hitters, we're going to start with Sleepy Tape Ure. This is the fuck you to Kagero, Link Joker, and Gear Chronicle. Because guess what? He has resist. He has resist. Basically, he also has another effect where he gives another unit 4K when he attacks. At the end of the turn, you retire the card. Basically, he's like a resist version of Binoculus Tiger. And also, you want to run 4, but there's a reason why I'm running 3. Explain the next card, which is Earth Elemental Pakir. Basically, what he does is you Soul Charge 2, and you unlock a card. I'm only running 1 because I have this guy at my locals. He runs Freeze Ray Messiah, and this is like my counter for him. But only run him if you know that the person at your locals that is hella good is running Lane Jokers. Otherwise, don't run them at all. Just run 4 Tape a year. You'll be good. Like I said, I'm only running him because like one of the locals I go to, he's like a major, he mains Link Joker, so I have to have like some type of response for it to do. But outside of that, just run like One of him if you're going against Lean Joker. Otherwise, just run 4 of this guy. Now, on to the next one. The next member of the Kitty Cat Mafia, Binoculars Tiger. Run him at 4. Binoculars Tiger is self-explanatory. When he's on the Vanguard Circle or the Rear Guard Circle, it does not matter. And he's not a generation break because he's one of the original OGs. You basically give another unit 4K at the end of the beginning of the end phase. You retire the card. This is hella good, especially for Rushdown. Great Nature was one of the original Grade 2 Rushdown decks, which was one of the reasons why this card cost so much. And he was basically the original bread and butter of the deck. Like, if you didn't have Binoculars Tiger, you're fucking up because you couldn't really do much. But man, it's so good that he got reprinted in the Revival Collection. Honestly, I still want to get SPs. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm glad he got hit with the Revival Collection. Man, it's so good to like see this dude in my deck finally, dude. It's been a long ass time. And then next, you got the next member of the Kitty Cat Mafia, Cran fucking Tiger, the new OG. See, he's the original OG. This is the new OG. He's basically giving this dude right here the gross. So basically what he does is kind of sort of the same thing, but he's a generation break. So you counterblast 1. When he attacks and he's boosted, you counterblast 1 to give another unit 4K, and then at the end of the turn, that unit gets retired and he draws a card. The good thing about this card is he can kind of sort of get over the Nile Griffin because he can still get the person 4K, so if he gets the Nile Griffin or Heterochromed, then you'll still get the 4K and whatnot. Also, if you give the unit 4K, and he gets retired by the Nile Griffin, you still get the draw. I love that Bushiroad decided to give something for getting hit with like the Nile Griffin. Only bad thing is if you put like Colbill Duckling or Mike Saburo on the card, it wouldn't work. So yeah, it's good that like Cran Tiger could actually get like a +1 over like Kagero for once. That's it for the grade 2s. They're kind of self-explanatory. You're only using like 3 grade 2s, but they hit so fucking hard. It's ridiculous, dude. Hella ridiculous. Now on to the grade 3s. They're kind of self-explanatory. You have the main hitter of the Kitty Cat Mafia, a special appointment Professor Arusha. Basically, what this dude is, he has a success of 25K. When he attacks, he gets another rear guard 4K. At the same time, you cannot put any effects on him. So if you get like a critical trigger, you can't put the critical on Arusha and put like the 4K on a Vanguard on a rear guard. You have to give all the effects on one of the rear guards. But once he becomes successful, it does not matter if he attacks or not. All you have to do is ditch a card and he will restand. Dude is so busted. The only bad thing about this card is if they survive the break ride turn. If they survive the break ride turn, this dude is pretty much useless. But it's still a pretty good trade-off. It's kind of sort of like Spike Brothers. It's like you gotta beat them, otherwise like everything else becomes useless. But good thing we have strides, so that way there's alternatives. And then because you're running Mike Saburo, you're only going to run 3 Chatnoirs. One of the best break rides in the game. So basically what happens is when you break ride in the Chatnoir, you get to, every time your rear guard attacks, you can choose a rear guard, including itself, to get 4K. At the end of the turn, you retire and draw a card. The thing about this is it's stackable. So you can stack, or you can attack as many times with the rear guard and he'll stack. So if you attack 5 times with that rear guard, you get to draw 5 cards as long as it retires. I don't know if the Denial Griffin effect will work with Chatnoir. I gotta go back and look at that. I probably know a couple of people who can answer that. But, you know, that's it for all that. Just look at that. Right there, right there, right there, right there. And where's Mike Saboro? Where's Mike Saboro? There we go. That's the kitty cat mafia right there, man. Just look at that. That's like the starting five right there. As this is the NBA, this is the starting five. Now on to the strides. Yeah, Nightmare Moon fucking everywhere. I'm gonna just start with like all the singles, and then after that, I'll just start with like all the doubles. So first up, we got Febreze. There's not this self-explanatory. There's no reason for me to explain why you have Febreze in a deck. That's like a staple in every deck. That's like not having Regeki in your like Yu-Gi-Oh deck. That's like not having any lands in a Magic deck. This is a staple right here. $8. You only need one. You have multiple decks, only buy one of this dude. Let's see. Now we have Professor. Wait, how you say his name? Klyax. So basically, what this guy does is when he attacks, he gives 2 units or up to 2 units for a K. At the end of the turn, you retire. He used to be useful when he first came out. Now he's kind of meh. Like he doesn't really have too much of a purpose anymore. He's probably going to be out the deck when the Trinity Dragon set comes out because there's not going to be enough room for him at all. That's going to be kind of sad because I've been around this dude ever since he came out. But, you know, it's whatever. You know, he's not as useful anymore. Coming back from the motherfucking restriction list, Silverus. Only one. You run multiple if you're like running like Hamsuke or something. But in this particular build, only one. He has a very decent effect for a rare card. So basically, if you have 3 rear guards, you get to instantly gain, he instantly gains 10k, so he becomes a 36k beat stick. But if he becomes successful, which is 25k or higher, then you get the draw card. Hella good, hella useful. He's a very good alternative when going against control decks. So, you know, that's why I'm only running him at 1. Also, I'm kind of running him at 1 just in case I have to use the fodder for a G assist, but still, it's whatever. Next, we got Omi Science Dragon Hemethodus, or I don't know how the hell you say that name. So basically, this guy, when he attacks, you Soul Blast 1. You choose a card from your, you choose one of your rear guards and it gains 8k, but you have to retire it. And if the card itself is 20k or higher, it has to be 20k or higher when it retires, not when it gets boosted or whatever. When it's 20k or higher after it retires, you draw a card. Basically, this is just to get your GPG out of your soul, and also to Soul Blast anything else. If this was like the Legion build, you will most likely get like whatever like Legion like base stuff that was already in the deck when not out of there. But you know, he's still pretty good. I used to run him like at 2, but I had to make room for Seabreeze and like other shit. So, but he's still a pretty good card nonetheless, especially like against like control decks or whatnot. Now I'm running 2 ofs. This is Magmar. He was the original finisher. So what he does is you counterblast 1, give 2 rear guards 4k, and when they attack, if the attack is 20k or higher, your opponent can't go over grade 1s or higher. He used to be at 4, but now he's at 2 due to Big Belly. There's not like really enough room to add like 4 of him because nobody really uses him like that anymore. But, you know, honestly, in this build, I rarely use him. Like, there hasn't been a point to where I was like, you know what, I just need to pull this dude out just to end the match. Because there's no point. You got G-Guardians running all over the place, so he's not really that useful like he used to be. Which is alright. That's not too bad, though. Like, not everybody's going to have heal triggers to, like, block all that shit. But, you know, regardless, it's not that dangerous like it used to be. Then we have one of the main OGs, which is Cat Plague. I might be getting the 3rd one because of the new support. But basically what this guy does is the same thing like the Chatnoir Break Ride, but the only difference is when you attack, you have to counterblast one. This is the reason why you gotta run the GPGs, because this guy eats up so much counterblast. Like, I can eat up like all of my counterblasts in that one turn. Hopefully have a GPG to unflip it, or have a heal trigger in my hand, which 9 times out of 10 it will happen, to use one of the G Guardians in order to unflip shit. So I can use it for my next turn, because, you know, Cran Tiger definitely needs one of those counterblasts. And the only 4 of in the deck, Big Belly. So, let's say you did the Arusha combo and they survived. Next turn, Big Belly. Basically what this guy does is he gives a rare card 4K. It does not retire, which is hella good. He gives one a 4K, and they gain 4K for every face-up G card in the G zone. So, you know, if you used a bunch of your G Guardians and whatnot, or used like a bunch of Strides and whatnot, and they still survived, and you still somehow have a deck, this is the next best thing. Also, if they attack the Vanguard and it hits, they restand every other rear guard, depending on how many face-up cards you have in the G zone. Hella good. Like I say, he's a finisher. Sometimes I got my rear guards up to 40k sometimes. So, hella good, hella worth it. Especially, like, use him or Cran Tiger. Like, what I like to do is, if they have rear guards, attack one of the rear guards and use Cran Tiger to restand them. And then it even gets even worse if I have a stand trigger, like, in a deck still, and I so happen to restand them. So, you know, they still could PG it and they still could G Guardian it, but, you know, they have to waste all of that on that one particular perfect guard, which is hella good. If you want to do any alternatives, more likely probably get like Blizza, because he's like the alternative to him as well. And then also, if you wanted to, you can probably switch in like a couple for some of the G guards. But onto the G guards, all I'm running is 2 of 2. I'm running 2 of him and 2 of him. Basically, what you do with him, you choose one of your rear guards, and it gains a plus 5k shield. But at the end of the turn, you get to retire it and you soul charge one. It does stack. And then this guy, oh my god, dude, this dude made me survive so many Dimension Police turns. So what he does is he gives he gets a plus 10k shield if you have 3 or more open rear guard circles. They do give you the option to retire, but if you already have 3 open rear guard circles, you'll still get the 10k regardless. If you want to, you can probably take out one of him and put one more armadillo, or just like add in another armadillo all at the same time. But regardless, you can just do whatever, dude. As long as you have like the main stuff, like your Sea Breeze, the G Guards, the Big Bellies, you could probably trade in like one of these 2 for like Afnak, because Afnak does kind of work against like Kakuro and whatnot though. But you know, I decided not to really run Afnak right that. I never like found like a good reason to, although I still thinking about like picking up one. But that's my deck profile for the Kitty Cat Mafia. Hope you liked the video. Subscribe to this channel for like more deck profiles. I know like a lot of the other teammates are probably going to do deck profiles as well. I'm Mr. Zoo Nation. You can subscribe to my channel. I do like a lot of Vanguard parodies and, you know, rants and other stuff like that. Probably will do a couple of other deck profiles on like this channel and my own channel. I'm actually starting a deck profile thing where I do decks that's under like $60 and whatnot. But anyway, my name is Mr. Zoo Nation, aka Savage Armored General Giraffa, signing out.